Believe it or not, this is so original in introductions. We got the greatest American hero himself, William Katt. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much.
Thank you for doing this. Do you go to conventions a lot?
I go to a few every year. Not too many on the West Coast, but on the East Coast and the Midwest, I like to visit periodically. Yeah, a lot of great fans out there. I want to shake their hands and visit with them. It's a nice day.
What's their number one question they always usually ask you?
Did I ever find the instruction book? Or what was it like to have the pig's blood spill on me and Carrie, you know?
Heard it was a little sticky.
It was a little sticky, yeah.
Wanted to ask you how you first got into acting.
How did I first get into acting? I followed a pretty girl when I was in college. I followed a pretty girl into the auditorium.
You were stalking her.
I was stalking her, yes. I was kind of a creeper. And I had my eye on her, and I followed her in. She was in an acting class, and I ended up staying 10 weeks into the course. I made up all the course curriculum and stayed with acting ever since.
Whatever happened to you and that girl?
I can't say it on the air.
Oh.
She was mine.
What was like one of your... I'm over here. What's one of your first roles you ever did?
Pardon me?
What's one of your first roles you ever did?
Well, I was up on stage. I really consider myself a kind of an old gypsy. We bombed in New Haven, which was a Joseph Heller play. And then I stayed with South Coast Repertory for many years, and then I was in New York, and I worked with Diana Wiest, and I've been at the Guthrie and Manhattan Playhouse, and a lot of places, all over the country, a lot of Lort theaters and stuff.
I wanted to ask you, what are some things you like to do outside of acting, besides following girls into auditoriums?
Some nice-looking girls here. Well, what do I like to do? I was a music major in college, so I still write music and play for myself, but it's just a hobby for me. It's for myself. Sometimes I make my wife and my kids suffer through it.
When you first saw the script for The Greatest American Hero, what was your first thought?
I thought it was very funny. At the time I didn't want to do television. I was coming off kind of a good role in A-list films, and I wasn't really too interested in doing television. But the script made me laugh a lot. And Steve Cannell got on a plane and flew back to New York. I was on stage, what Diana Wiest and Michel Tremblay played, called Bonjour la Bonjour. We had dinner that night. I agreed to do it, and my agent promised it would be on the air for 4 episodes, and then I'd be back in New York on the stage. Didn't happen that way.
Didn't happen. Was it 3 seasons, 4 seasons?
3 seasons, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you look back at it, what's your first impression of it? Have you seen it recently?
I saw it when the DVDs were out about 2-3 years ago, and I thought it was very funny. I don't know that I really appreciated it at the time, but I have in the subsequent years.
Was there a time that you felt like you wanted to stay away from The Greatest American Hero, the whole in the jammies and the superhero outfits?
I think that was those moments were fast and fleeting, and but the fans have been so gracious and welcoming to me that I quickly learned to accept it as part of my legacy that I cannot escape.
Yeah, because now you've been doing you're involved with some Greatest American Hero products that you're doing. Comic books.
I have a comic book company called Catastrophic Comics, and that's one of the books that we produce. Recently I've been working with Stephen Cannell a lot, doing that, and he's developing Greatest American Hero as a feature film, and I hope to have a small role in that. Hand the cape to the new guy.
We saw you in the cape. Was it TV Land? You were flying in the air?
Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
That was cute. Oh my God, he's doing it.
I was paying homage to the show and the creators, and it was nice.
I wanted to ask you, so I'm a huge Carrie fan. I remember watching Carrie when I was in middle school during sleepovers. Probably shouldn't have been watching it. It was rated R at the time for me, under 17. But I wanted to ask you,
You're busted.
Did you realize that role in Carrie would be such an iconic moment? Standing on stage with Sissy Spacek, blood being poured on you on stage.
I knew that Brian De Palma was about to break out as a director. Mm-hmm. He had done some terrific independent films. Hi Mom, Get to Know Your Rabbit with Tommy Smothers. He'd worked with Bobby De Niro when Bobby was young, and we all knew that he was going to break out. It was his time. So because of that, there was kind of a feeling that it would be something more than just a B movie.
Yeah.
But we had no idea it would be the phenomenon that it was. You know.
So, we have a lot of fans out there watching us on TV, web. What do you like to say to them? I mean, here's your chance to talk to them. What would you like to say to all your fans?
Oh, to my fans? Oh,
Your fans. There's a lot of them. Believe it or not.
Oh,
I'm
my
sorry,
God.
I did it again.
Millions and
I did it again.
trillions.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm so grateful that anybody has even paid attention to the work that I've done, and I want to thank everybody, and hope that you'll continue to come and see some of the new things I have coming out. Mirrors 2 is coming out later in the year with played Nick Stahl's dad on that, and that's a pretty good feature film for Fox. And I have a couple things going on, and thank you all so much.
Well, thank you for joining us here on Sidewalks, William. It was a pleasure to meet you, and I hope you have fun on the convention.
I'm glad that I scared you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
William Katt, everybody.
See ya.